I want to talk about independent publishers and some of the special works that they do, some of the special books that they publish, because big publishers wouldn't touch topics like this. This is a book about building the Massachusetts Turnpike. It's a very specialized historical book. It was written by somebody who is a historian. They're able to do the research. They're able to provide context to these photographs. Again, a big publisher wouldn't touch this because it's too local. But this particular publisher, they go after local stories that can be told with photographs. So I think that's a pretty special thing. Here's another example of a specialist publisher who's talking about an area of history in Scotland. You know, I can't say that the cover is particularly well done, but the research within these pages is really special. You won't find it anywhere else. And that's the chance that small publishers take when they take on an author or a topic like this. There may be difficult topics, they may be obscure, but for the audience, if they can find their audience, they're really, really quite special. And then finally, this particular book, this is by Canfor Press. They specialize in books about East Asia and Taiwan. They found an author who had a really interesting story. He's an American who emigrated to Taiwan when he was in his late teens, and then he had to join the army in Taiwan because that was part of the mandatory military service for citizens there. So he tells the story of being in Taiwan's army as a young man, I believe in the 1990s, and it's a really fascinating read. Again, an independent publisher took on this story, whereas a big publisher wouldn't do it. Sometimes you have to do a little research to find these books because typically they're not reviewed, by the New York Times or any of the big library journals or anything like that. But when you find them or when you hear about them or when you seek them out, they can really be very rewarding.